Welcome to the second episode of Collection Chronicles.
Yes.
This is the podcast that brings the world of collections closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
With us today, as usual, we've got Carly Anderson, our producer and our data entry manager at the office. Yeah, she's an extraordinaire. She gets all the information on the system for us collectors.
We'd have nothing to work if it wasn't for Carly.
That's correct. And if she puts it in wrong, then who is the one that we curse?
Well,
Not her.
I won't say it, but you know who.
Hey, I hope it's not me.
No.
And also with us is Tanya, the co-host.
Hi, hello.
Tanya is an IT extraordinaire and a collector extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm.
And
An all-around extraordinaire.
Yeah, that's right. She's a Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci? Or
yeah.
Who would be the woman's equivalent of that?
I don't know. I first go to Queen Latifah.
Always go to men.
I'm a Queen. Oprah.
Oprah, yeah.
Michelle Obama.
She's the Michelle Obama of
I'm the first lady of collections.
That's right. First lady.
Oh, my God.
And also with us today is myself. That sounds pretty stupid. But,
Yeah.
I'm the second co-host, Greg Matinsky. I'm the CEO of Go Beyond Collections. And as you know, all of us are involved in a collection agency, and we work in the collection agency.
But
so
Greg is El Capitan.
Oh, that's my name?
Yeah, El Capitan.
El Capitan,
Okay.
So now I know that it's me who you curse, but the data is not on. Okay.
It's like, Greg, man. Oh.
That guy.
That guy.
So we always bring you a collection chronicle, a story of a collection, and it's no different today. Mm-hmm. We picked the story of a drug dealer.
I always laugh when you mention the stories because I know them.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's hear this one.
You know what? It's weird because everybody that comes into the office, if we have a new employee, I always go, well, you know this story? And then everybody else is like, oh, come on. So we know this story, Greg. Just shut up.
Not me. I'm the one going, yeah, tell it.
Well, in any case, we had this individual on the phone, and strangely enough, this individual lived in this building. So just so that the listeners know, our building has a commercial section and a huge residential section as well. And this person lived on, I think, somewhere around the 40th, 42nd floor.
Yeah.
And was a known drug dealer. And so, again, I made the call, and I talked to the guy. He got really irate. Like, I'm not going to pay this debt. Why would I pay this debt? You know.
Then he goes like, you know who I am. You know who I am.
That's right.
I'm going to do
That's exactly what he did. And then, we went back and forth, and then I told him, hey, you're a nobody. And the guy said, what did you say? And, I backed off because, that's the wrong thing to say. And I said, well, you know what? Everybody's a nobody. You are a nobody. I'm a nobody. We're all nobodies.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, you know what? I like what you're saying. So I'm going to come down and pay. And I'm like, oh.
Holy, look at that.
This is not good. So he came in. Nice guy. Again, at least to us, he was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying a drug dealer is nice, but he was nice to
There's
us.
some nice drug dealers.
Yeah,
It's called
course,
pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, that's right.
They're really nice.
And now we're getting into another topic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But, we're not sponsored by any of the pharmaceuticals
yet. Do we collect for pharmaceuticals? Maybe
Actually,
we should.
we do. Yeah.
Oh, do we? Who's that? Well, anyway.
And I don't think we can mention names and clients, but nonetheless, this guy came in and he paid his bill. He said, you know what, you guys are okay and all that. But the weird thing was that for weeks after, he would show up with coffees. Like,
did he? Where was I for that?
Well, you weren't here yet.
Oh.
And he would bring coffees, and we were like, kind of iffy. Should we have this coffee?
This coffee? Is this
like,
a bribe here?
Yeah. Well, not even a bribe. I mean, I thought that was maybe there's something in the coffee.
Well, no, were you guys happy?
He just wanted to be friends.
That's right. It's true.
He just wanted a friend.
And we were just like, come on, man, leave us alone.
Yeah.
No, but he brought he had 2 or 3 huge dogs, so we literally had to drink the coffee.
Yeah.
And it was a fun day after that. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's the story of the drug dealer. And again, these stories usually reinforce the fact that no matter what walk of life you're from, you could be nice, you could be rude, it doesn't matter, but you could definitely owe a debt. And nobody's exempt from it.
And there's always a way out.
Yeah, there's always a way out. And what's the way out?
It's through
paying your bill.
But yeah, that's it.
Come on.
I choked
Why
up
did
a
you
little
hesitate?
bit. I didn't want to use the catchphrases. I thought we were holding it to the end. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like pay or get
pay
paid.
or be paid.
Pay or be paid.
Pay or be paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay or be paid.
Or get paid. I don't know.
you messed
pay or
it
get
up.
paid. What else is new?
Okay, good stuff.
So that's the Collection Chronicle for today.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we would like to tell the listeners that if you have a story where you were not paid or were paid, or you were paying or were not paying,
Yeah.
so either end of the story, if you're
Get
a
your
consumer
feedback,
or
yeah.
a creditor,
The email address is gbpodcast@gobeyondcollect.com.
and we'll share your story, and with your permission, share your name, or you would say probably John from Utah, something like that, and
Yeah.
and then share
Tell
your story.
Tell your tale.
Now, one of the things that we would ask is, looking at responses lately, is it would be nice if somebody would actually record their conversation or their question or story and send it in as a recording as opposed to...
Yeah, they could do that too. Yeah, just put it as an audio submission.
Yeah, a good quality audio submission. Like don't record it on your iPhone because we might not be able to play it and put it in nicely with the podcast.
Exactly.
But if you got a mic,
send us in something nice.
Yeah. And we'll definitely deal with it.
Yeah.
One of the other things we will do is we'll probably analyze that story.
And break
see
it
what
down
happened.
and see how the go beyond approach would be.
Yeah, what to go beyond, or if we were on the consumer side, what we would do
Yeah.
in the person's place.
Yeah.
Because certainly we understand the collection side of things, but we also understand
The consumer
the
side
consumer
of things.
side. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in collections, and most of
Yeah.
us have. So it's not like we're saints.
Yeah. No.
No.
But we are saints
We are.
personally. GB, we're good.
All
We're the
right.
best. Okay.
So excuse of the day. What was excuse of the day? Does anybody have an excuse of the day? Or what's
I think mine was
your turn?
It's the most common one, but it's it's the worst. It's I don't have any money. It's like
Which is
not true.
is it like a dead end street? Like I
Yeah.
don't have any money.
First of all, I called you on a phone and you answered.
That's right, and that's probably a
You
mobile phone.
have money. Most people think they don't when they say they don't have any money. Basically, it's like I don't have it in my budget. But if they really tighten
That's
up and
right.
thought about it and just said and looked around, like we as collectors have different things that we say when we do get something like that, where we go, okay, do you have family or friend you can borrow from? Maybe
Go to a credit union
You can take
or
a
bank.
loan or a
Yeah.
credit union or a bank or. Maybe you. Sometimes we get people who are on assistance, and they can talk to their. And some people don't know that too. That they can talk to their whoever their caseworker is, and let them know that they have a debt and they'd like to get some support, or maybe it could be put into their assistant package or what they get monthly, so it doesn't seem like it's eating away at them, and they can get that covered. But just to get, I don't have any money, and it's like. What do you say? What do you say?
Well,
But
one
you
of the
do.
things that
Yeah.
they used to teach us, and like old school collectors would say, well, start asking questions.
Yeah.
How do you pay your bills? Are you renting right now? Are you
Yeah.
living at home? Are you living on a sofa, without a car, without, do you smoke? Do you buy cigarettes?
Yeah.
Like, all of those questions qualify a consumer.
And it may
that,
seem
yes,
it may seem a bit intrusive, but
It is.
you have to actually ask that to
That's
see
right.
and to assess. Like you can't just take I don't have any money. It's like well you won't. I shouldn't be able to get a hold of you.
And
in a
what is
sense.
I don't have any money? Depends on who says
I
it.
don't have the money
Right?
to give you that I have it for something else, but not for you.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
that is.
I hear a lot of calls that are just because from an outsider, because I don't take collection
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of calls that are people saying I don't have money, but these are people that own houses.
Yeah.
How do you guys deal with that? Like, what do you do to get that kind of collection?
I'll swing that to Greg. I'll let Greg answer that one.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I
No,
get
it's actually a good
I get
question.
lower balances, right? So I don't tend to get
Yeah.
a lot of homeowners. Sometimes I do, but they don't tell me they don't have any money.
Well, just because in my you would think if they had a house, well, they're paying a mortgage. They're also
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
property fees. They're also paying all this. So maybe they don't have money. But then why do you own a house?
Well, I mean, and that's the
House
thing. I mean,
poor. That's
most,
what that term is. Yeah.
House
well,
poor.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Our industry works or operates because of the fact that people make illogical decisions.
Yeah.
And nobody is exempt from that, including us. I mean,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
go to the store and buy something stupid. I shouldn't have bought that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So people make those decisions, and when they have a house, they're stuck in that decision quite literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You can't just walk away, you can sell the house. But if you sell the house, then you're selling your location where you're
you're giving
friends,
up a big
neighbors.
asset for sometimes maybe something that's not even worth it. But you got to learn how to leverage your assets
That's
too,
right.
right?
So you could get maybe a second mortgage on your house.
Or you could get a
loan?
loan off of the equity in the house.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, when you go to renew your mortgage, you have to pay your debt, right?
That's right.
Isn't it technically if they have a lien against the property, then that's when you have to mandated to.
Well, I guess depends on who's listening from where, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
That's
different
true,
rules everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of the time when you go to a mortgage agent or
specialist,
they'll say, well, listen, you got to pay these off because my lender is not going to actually give you the loan unless or the mortgage unless you
because you do a credit check. So I think you're right there, Carly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So those are things you can recommend. Now, if as a collector, the things you can do are maybe putting on liens on homes, or telling people that these are things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the ultimate is obviously if you're not making ends meet and you have a house, unfortunately for you, the best solution is to sell the house.
Yeah.
Free up some assets.
If the amount's really crazy, or I think one of the best options too is you can do a consumer proposal or a consultation
or
Consolation?
No. Oh my
reconciliation. God. Is that what you're looking for? What?
Something Asian.
It's like where you group up. Like say you owe a couple of credit cards, and then you just make it all into one consolidation. Yeah. You do a consolidation. I think that's the best option. I would say for a homeowner versus giving up your whole home, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this market right now, to get another property or maybe to get a condo, it's kind of hard. And the Hamilton real estate
and we were in Hamilton, Ontario.
Yes, we're in Hamilton, Ontario.
The Hamilton real estate sector right now, it is hot, but not in this. It depends on where you're buying from and the neighborhood. You'll get a deal, but right now it's so high that one house sells for this much, and it boosts the property value for all the rest, and that may not be up to the same par. Maybe they didn't get renovations done, so sometimes that may not work out. But I say a consolidation is a little bit better, and you can put it on your mortgage.
You're right, I think, because we had this old friend, and this guy was an architect, and what he said is, sure, you can make money on a house.
Yes.
If you're going to sell it and live on a bench.
Yes.
Because you still have to buy
another house,
right? So
somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to rent and you don't like renting, then it's going to be hard in this market, I say, to go sell your house for a profit that you got for maybe $120,000, you sell it for $300,000. But now the same house that you just sold, you got to buy that for $400,000.
Well, and you know what? All of these decisions on the consumer's part are really difficult, because right now what they have to realize when they're in collections is they're not still in comfort mode. Now it's emergency mode, which you have to make people understand as a collector, because they still want to feel that, oh, no, everything's still going to be fine. No, it's not fine. Now you're in trouble. You've got to fix this.
It's kind of like a head in the sand type thing. It's like if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
That's right.
It's
like it's not that your plane is going to keep flying. It's already descending.
This is not Bird Box.
Yeah, and you're about to crash.
Can't put a blindfold on. That's it.
You're about to crash. Do you want to get a parachute or not?
Yeah. Or you just want to try to jump off just before it crashes.
Well, yeah.
That's not going to work.
Well, we've seen in history. Well, I think it worked at some point with somebody.
No, it's called velocity, I think.
Yeah, well, no. There was a plane crash once.
Where somebody jumped off before?
I remember this. Well, I think they were crash landing. This was this was even on some movie or
was it
film.
the one, the Hudson with the
Not the Hudson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, this guy. Actually, I think it was a woman or I don't know if it was a guy or a woman, but they were crash landing and they actually opened the door while they were on the runway already,
and
some of them jumped out and survived, and a lot of people survived in that crash.
Okay.
But so it does work to some extent, I guess.
Yeah.
So excuse of the day is I don't have any money.
Yeah.
And when you hear that, you already know, oh my God, this is going to be a difficult call, because you've got to
But you know what? To give some of our debtors credit here, there's some that say I don't really have any money, but I'll see what I can do.
Yep.
And I love those. I just go, you know what? I understand.
Yep.
And they also mentioned like I've already asked like my friends and family if they can lend me, and I couldn't get a loan.
It could be legitimate.
Yeah. It's one that they talk to you, like kind of like you can say you don't have any money, but tell me something afterwards. And this is why. Right? And I've tried this. But if you just go, I don't have any money, and then silence. But, yeah.
Well, I don't have any money right now. I have a toonie in my pocket.
I operate on plastic.
That's perfect.
All debit.
Well, I thought you were going to say credit card.
No. I would pay for gas with my credit cards, and that's it.
Sometimes they don't even make an excuse. They just immediately answer the phone and go. When you say collection agency, they go, beep, beep.
I go, it's like Tanya those. From Go Beyond. I love our name. They don't know who Go Beyond is.
Yeah, they're thinking it's like a cemetery.
So what is Go Beyond?
Like, cemetery.
Yeah.
That's what
Go
they think.
Beyond, where we rest your money properly.
Funeral.
Oh,
and back to our clients.
That's right.
Yeah.
But collection technique of the day, which we usually do also.
Yeah.
I think one of the really important, and this is a more of a boring technique. It's we could do two techniques. I think one of the techniques that they teach, I think, to every collector is diction. So the way that you separate your words and then you leave spaces and then leave the silence so that people can understand, right? So diction is a really important part of a collection call. But I think it's also an important part of a consumer's response. If they speak clearly, then both sides understand. Okay, we're talking the same language. We're doing the same thing. There's a really extreme case. I don't know if I could really write this off as diction, but we had one consumer at one point that I was on the floor and I hear somebody just laughing, and the collector was laughing because this consumer was just swearing, F word, F word, F word, F word, F word. And this is where I guess sort of copying or diction comes in. Well, I don't know if it's really true, but I actually took the call and I started speaking to her the same way she was speaking. And she said, "Oh my God, finally someone speaks my language."
Yeah. It's the same frequency. Frequency. Yeah.
So that's diction. And then the other one that I think is a really important one that collectors use all over the world, I'm sure of this, is this. So the microphone, you start hitting the microphone with your pen. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What?
That's hilarious.
And both sides could use this.
Yeah.
It's
like, hey.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's sort of like a tap on the forehead.
Or you just
like that V8 tap.
Well, we one time we actually wanted to create an app which already exists that creates background noises for you. So I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm at the airport, and it's like yeah.
Then there's an app for everything.
Yeah, there's an app for it.
Yeah. Oh,
but these are the techniques of the day. I mean, if you have any techniques, send them in.
Please do.
We're really interested in them.
Send your feedback, send your stories, send your techniques, send your anything. GB.
Don't send anything.
No, wait, no, don't send your anything. Disregard that last comment.
We don't want to see the anything.
No. But the email address is GBPodcast at gobeyondcollect.com.
That's right. And this is the end of our second episode.
Oh, yeah, another one in the basket.
That's right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Our email again is gbpodcast at gobeyondcollect.com. And we're expecting your stories, good or bad, and hopefully in an audio recording. Is there a format that we want them to send it in?
I think for now, we'll just if you just want to send in an email story,
like an extension, like as a WAV file or?
I would prefer like a WAV or MP3.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to record it on, you can send it me a DM or a tweet on Twitter.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. At Collection CHRON.
Nice.
Can you say that again?
Collection CHRON.
Yes.
Nice. Yes. All right. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and remember,
pay or get paid.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.